Guys, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. First of all, I want to thank you for 457 subscribers. We've come a long way. I'll put a timestamp in the comments. You can skip this intro if you want, but basically this intro is telling you what has been happening for the past 2 or 3 months, which have been absent from YouTube, and it's basically me fixing my life together, getting things straight, fixing my relationships, trying to get good at my education and other stuffs which I'm ambitious in, and also expanding my knowledge in fields where I'm shallow. So I just got a new computer, thank God. It's not the most high-end system, but it's pretty decent for an entry-level gaming system. So I'm sorry to disappoint all you my Intel gamers, but don't bother, I have something in the back for you guys. So my channel is not yet monetized, and if YouTube wants to let me monetize the channel by the time I reach 1000 subscribers, I think whatever money I get from YouTube, I'll invest into my subscribers, because I'm someone who just wanted anything which could play games at 60 FPS, and now that I'm set, I don't need any upgrades, to be honest. 144Hz screen, all the stuff didn't really move me. I'm going to invest the money right back into the channel, help some of you in stuff you can do, get a PC, maybe get some components for your PC, just upgrade RAM, some really basic things. And to be sure, I extend my word, because I know how frustrating it is to play on a system limiting your capabilities. So right now I'll show you guys my system, my setup. The system, don't mind my cable management, it's a really old case. I'm still changing the case, but apart from that, I think everything is fine. So yeah, we're on the desktop right now, and I'll just show people what to do. Given Rainbow has introduced the new Vulkan architecture, I think games now are well optimized than before. You'll get the best optimal FPS on a game like Rainbow Six Siege. And people who have played titles like The Division 2, they'll know how Vulkan really is important with AMD. And AMD integrated graphics, I feel like you guys will get the most benefit out of this. So you have to go to your library. These are the basics. You left click on Rainbow Six Siege, you go to game properties. If you don't want to go there, you can go to the settings icon, click it, and you go to properties. When you go to properties, you go to local files, browse local files. When you browse local files, it's going to take you to this folder where the game file is located. You scroll all the way down to Rainbow Six Vulkan, because that's what you'll be losing, that's what you'll be launching. This is where you have to launch the game. Or if you're on Steam, this is how you launch the game. On Uplay, this is the shortcut you use. You can just left click on this, copy, and when you go to desktop, you paste the shortcut. It's simple. You click on properties, right? Go to compatibility. Under compatibility, you'll have to tick run this program as administrator, where the system can optimize all resources for the program when it's running. When you put disable full screen optimizations, basically what it does is that it removes all pop-ups on the screen, so you don't get to see notifications when you're playing games. You don't get to see that Windows icon at the top left corner of the screen when you're changing music in media player. So basically you apply and you click OK. So that's it. When you're done with this, you close, you save of course, and close. And we're going into the most important part, which is of course the game configuration folder. So what this is, it's you go into your documents, you locate your documents, you go to my games, Rainbow Six Siege, your game code or key, game settings, and this is it. So what you do here, guys, now it's up to you, because I'm going to give you the various options on what you can configure as a resolution on your screen. What I configured in the last video, destroying Intel players with Intel graphics, I'll pop it up in the top right corner. So the resolution which I put was 984 by 720, and this resolution is the sweet spot for the computer I was running on, which had 8GB of RAM and an i3 7600, which was 7th gen, I think, i3 7th gen laptop. Now that PC ran a lot of games pretty decent, not the best, but decent. So you have to set this resolution. This was the sweet spot for me. If your PC is really bad, you can set this to 800 by 600. I'll show you the options of resolutions you can put from the highest. This is the highest to the lowest. The lowest is 600 by 480. That's 480p. It's very difficult to see with that, but if you want that juice, go get it. We'll move on to refresh rate. Leave this at a default monitor's refresh rate. You don't want to put this below 60. If you put it below 60, you'll just make conditions worse. It doesn't give you more FPS, it just makes it worse. Aspect ratio, by default mine is set at 4:3. Sorry, not by default, but what I configure. So 4:3 is configuration number 3. I'll advise you to put in a configuration number 2 because configuration number 2 is 5:4. Now 5:4 stretches the screen more than 4:3. It widens like your scope and increases FPS when you aim down sights, basically. So when you're using ACOG, you'll get a lot of FPS when you aim down sights. I'll strongly recommend you play on 2 if you're playing on Intel graphics. This is the aspect ratio you should be playing with. If you like 16:9 aspect ratio, you can put 16:10 or put 3:2. 3:2 is the best if you like 6:9, 16:9. But the problem with 16:9 is it like shrinks the character model in such a way that you see more on your screen, and in turn more frames for your graphics to process, and that's going to make the computer to be really slow. You don't want that. VSync by default should be set on 0 because if you set it on 1, your PC can't even render up to 60 frames per second. So setting it on 1 will destroy your input frequency, so you'll have a lot of input lags. You'll be like, the game will be really frustrating to play. You don't want to do that. Max preferred frames basically is just like choosing whether your GPU should be active or not, I think, because when I set this to 0, the game wouldn't run at all. I'll get like 2 frames per second and it was terrible. So on 1, just leave it, don't touch it. Use letterbox. You don't want this because this puts the 2 black bars at the top and bottom left corners of your screen. Don't do it at all. FOV, you want to leave this at 60. Now mine is set at 87 because the FNLF upgraded my computer. But at 60, it's the good spot when you're playing on a low-end PC because 60 not only helps reduce the amount of information shown on the screen, it also helps the GPU process a lot of process the little information displayed, and that will give you more FPS in turn. AMD Multiplier basically is the system recording information and sending it to Ubisoft. It's your choice to put it on off. I usually just put it on 0. Sorry, AMD Multiplier, it's like the GPU optimization regarding the drivers. I don't know what it really does, but I think it's maybe draw distance, maybe, I'm not really sure, but leave that on 1. You don't want to mess up with such settings. Sharpen factor, yes, interesting part. So in the last video, my sharpen factor was at 1.5. Now why did I put it at 1.5? Because when you put it at 1.5, my render scaling was at 34. And when you put it at 34, the resolution is really low. So you want to put your TA scaling at 100 and this at 1.5, so that your TA scaling multiplies by this factor and sharpens the image on the screen. And that makes it really clear to see with size like holographic, I guarantee you. So you can put your render scaling at 34. If your PC is too bad, you go 25. AMD AGS, I don't really know what it does. I just leave it at 1. I don't mess with such settings. Dynamic resolution. Now this is if you're using Vulkan. If you launch through Vulkan, you should have the dynamic resolution option. This should be set to 1 because you're launching only through Vulkan. The target FPS shouldn't be 60 because the game will jack the image quality in such a way that you won't even see. So what's the whole point of having 60 FPS if you can't see? So I'll advise you the sweet spot should be 45 to 50. So you can put it in between any of those, but if your system is really low, 45 is what you should target for because it's really playable. I can assure you. The dynamic resolution minimum, of course, put it on 30. 25 is really low, that's the lowest you can go, but 30 is sweet because at 30 you can see some things. The maximum should be 50. By default it's on 100. It should be at 50 because if it's at 100, there's some instances where you'll be at a corner and your computer will see that there's not a lot of information to display. It's going to put it at 100. By the time you turn and face graphic intensive task, your FPS is just going to plummet to like 2 or 10 FPS. You don't want that. So we skip all of this, and your custom presets. So basically these are the in-game graphics, shadow, reflection, level of distance, shading. All of it should be set to 0 except the anti-aliasing method. I think if you put this on 0, it's going to put the TA scaling factor, but yeah, I think you should put it on 0. Yeah, when you put this on 0, it basically enables this, which is the render scaling option, which is at 0. So put everything here on 0. For your sensitivity and everything, this doesn't matter. For audio, I think TV mode is nice for the best. FPS limit. Now, yes, this is very important. You should limit your FPS to, I'll say 50. 50 is really high. I'll honestly put it on 45 if you had a really bad system. And when you put it at 50, it allows your computer to think that, okay, yes, we don't need to really push out of 50 frames per second. So whatever we have, let us work on it. And it makes your PC better, honestly, because you can have FPS spikes. You can have FPS up to 60 FPS. If you do my configuration, the times I used to have up to 60 FPS, but that 60 FPS won't last for, let's say, 3 or 4 seconds. It'll last just for like a fraction of like a second. So a second I could just have 60 FPS. By the time I turn 35 FPS, that's how it is. And when it does that, it really just turns the system off. But if you put your system at like 45, to me, which is good, it'll keep your PC at that range of 45. So at the highest intensity you have 45. By the time you turn, instead of dipping to 35, you probably just dip to a 40. So that makes everything better for you. Your ping default center, you leave it there. And of course you want to save this. I'm not saving because of course I don't want to go back and do all of this. You save this, right? And you go to properties, you left click on it, and you put to read only. Now read only will prevent the game from reverting back to its setting, because there's some weird glitch that happen in the game, which like after a match the screen just goes black and resets to like your minimum resolution, and that just messes up the whole entire graphics. You don't want that happening. So after you've done configuring that, I think like you should go to your graphics control panel. Mine is NVIDIA, but I won't show that. I think I still have the Intel control panel. When you go inside the command center, technically you have to add a custom resolution. Now the custom resolution you're going to add is 984 by 720, the resolution you set in game. So you have to go under display depending on the adapter you're using. Now I cannot add a custom resolution here because I'm blocked. Like I'm using an NVIDIA graphic card right now, but you should have the option to the right of this, and basically what you do is you just put add resolution, add custom resolution, and your computer will tell you it is risky. You say yes, and the custom resolution you put is 984 by 720 at 60 Hz. I'll pop it on the screen right now. Now when you put that resolution, the Rainbow Six Siege will detect that resolution. It will detect it as a resolution below 1024 by 768, I think. So you should enable that. Even if you're playing a resolution lower than 984 by 720, add it as a custom resolution. It's supported fully. It doesn't lag. It doesn't glitch. It's a clean resolution. Just that a lot of games don't just include it. It's a good option. Add that into your control panel, and you're good to go. When you close this now, I think if you're running on older systems, the Intel graphics, you should go to the power usage settings, which is usually you'll see like your battery indicator for a laptop. I don't have a battery indicator, so you can type in the search bar power usage, edit power plan, and basically what you have to do is change the advanced power settings. You make sure that this is set to high performance. You scroll down to the Intel graphics, open it, and you see 3 options: maximum battery life, maximum performance, and balanced. You want to click it on maximum performance to get the most out of your integrated GPU for Intel graphics. For AMD, we'll see the AMD option, same. You click it and put it on maximum performance. So you want to click apply, and that's it. Also guys, I'm really grateful for the support. As I said, whatever I get from YouTube, I'll invest into the channel and help everyone out there. Thank you guys once more for sticking with me. This is 500 subscriber special coming soon, so stay tuned and peace out. So I'll also do a different type of video, you know, if you're not used to the type of like gameplay videos, more like a guide in life on how to like save money if you want to get something you really want. I'm an economics student and I live in a third world country, so it's a full guide, you know, regardless of where you come from, what you're doing for a living. We're not talking of side jobs and the rest. Side jobs inclusive, you'll earn extra than my small guide. It's not really a tutorial you have to sign up on an online course. It's just basically a video on how I explain to you how I saved money for my PC and how you should go in saving your own money. If you want that type of video, I can leave it down below. Also another video I'll do is like an experience of an Intel gamer living from Intel graphics to NVIDIA, like from 30 to 60, like the experience is smooth and you can't imagine going back after that. So I'll see you guys again in the next video. Sorry for not posting a while, but stay home, you know, be safe. Corona is getting the best of some of us. You don't want it to get you, so stay tuned guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.